The man simply cut a hole in the ice with his own hands and immediately had his daughter jump in. The little girl stepped barefoot onto the biting cold ice, then submerged herself completely in the icy water. As her body temperature quickly dropped and her lips turned purple from the cold, her father just stood by without moving a muscle. It turns out this wasn't abuse, but rather an unbelievable form of therapy. The girl had been tormented by the same nightmare over and over. In her dream, she was always trapped in a confined water tank, and every time she woke up in terror, her nose would bleed uncontrollably. To help his daughter conquer her inner demons, her father came up with this method of fighting poison with poison. Strangely enough, from that point on, the girl never had that dream again. Life seemed to return to normal, but fate had quietly planted the seeds for something new. Until one day, just as she got on the school bus, a classmate suddenly pointed out, "Your nose is bleeding again." Just as a sense of foreboding began to rise, the school bus suddenly lurched violently, crashed through the guardway, and plunged straight into the icy river. The school bus slowly sat, and in an instant, river water flooded the entire cabin. The children huddled together to panic, but this girl alone did not panic. Instead, she chose to dive straight into the water. Because of her father's training, she was determined to break open a way out for her classmates. Unfortunately, she was simply too weak and couldn't break through at all. After one failed attempt, she shot up to the surface for air, then immediately dove back down, continuing to search for an exit. Finally, she noticed a faint glimmer of light ahead, so she shared this good news with her classmates, but they were already scared out of their wits, and no one dared to go with her. The girl had no choice but to swim over by herself. Sure enough, she squeezed out through the broken window of the car, and then Nina used all her strength to swim toward the surface. However, escaping from the school bus had drained all her strength. Just as she was only a step away from the surface, everything suddenly went black before her eyes, and she completely lost consciousness. Did she die? At that very moment, a mysterious beam of light shone on her. When the girl opened her eyes again, she found herself in another world. She was curled up, wrapped in a water bubble, as if she had returned to her mother's womb. Suddenly, a hand reached into the water and pulled her out. A woman suddenly embraced the girl and immediately gave her two choices: stay here and become an angel like her, enjoying eternal peace, or return to the human world and continue to suffer. But at that moment, there was only one thought in the girl's mind. She wanted to go back. She wanted to see her father again. Nina resolutely chose to return. However, the gifts of fate always come with a hidden price. As the cost for her return to the human world, the angel took away her eyes. 7 minutes later, just when everyone thought she had drowned, her father actually found her on the shore. Soon, she woke up, and her father immediately held her tightly. She tried desperately to open her eyes wide, wanting to see her father's face clearly, but there was no longer any light before her eyes.